Hey guys, and welcome to vlog number 3. So, right now you're seeing a picture of my dog, and there are going to be multiple pictures that I'm going to show you, and each picture is going off from the youngest we had him going all the way up to his current age, sort of. So it's just sort of showing you as he's growing up. So I thought that'd be nice, so you can see what my little puppy looks like. And I'll tell you about him. He is nearly 1.5 years old. I think he's getting quite close to 2 years old now. I don't know his exact age. It's between 1.5 to 2 years old. I know that. He's a Cocker Spaniel. That's his breed. And we got him really far south of England, quite far south England. And when we got him, he was there with another puppy, and there were 2 owners. And they basically said, "Oh, here, take his favourite toy with him." And we took his toy, and there's not much else to say, really. He was really crazy and really just all over the place, and he still is. He is a crazy dog who loves jumping off the walls, and he's an awesome dog, and he likes getting tangled up in lots of twigs and stuff, as you can see there, and probably the next couple of pictures. But he likes sticking his tongue out, and he's a really hyperactive dog. He jumps, he fights. He doesn't growl or anything unless... Well, he only barks at strangers. He doesn't growl or bite or anything like that. He's well trained, he knows lots of commands. But that's basically my little puppy. Now we're going into more my room. This is what my room looks like. You can see it's not too tidy, but it is a bit tidy. You can see my layout, my bed in the bottom right. I don't usually sit on the chair that's got the items on it. I usually sit on the other chair, which you can see a bit of my headphones on the bottom there. And then you've got my TV and stuff over there, which we'll get a closer look on soon. Yeah, so the next picture, you can see my bed a little bit more. It's just black. I do have another set of quilts for my bed that's different. It's got a phoenix on it, and because I love big phoenix birds, they look awesome, and you can see my laptop set up there, and yeah. And this is more over here. You can see bottom right, there's my fridge. You've got my window with a picture on. We'll get a close-up of that window soon, so I won't talk about that just yet. And you can see another one of my posters there. I was sort of... I like that kind of stuff. Skulls and all that. And then you can see more my computer setup. That's where I'm sitting. Radiator, door, Ethernet cable going round, going to my router. And that is my little... That's basically my setup. We'll get a close-up of that in a minute. Okay, so the next picture is my TV. So my TV is, I think, it's a 23-inch screen. I'm not too sure about how big my screen is as a whole. It's roughly about those size. If you can tell from that picture and tell me that I'm wrong, feel free. And if I miss out any details, go ahead and let me know, and I'll talk about it in the next vlog or mention it in the comments, just replying back to you. So a little close up down here, you can see I've got a couple of games. They're all my Xbox games. You see you've got Gears of War, some Call of Duty games, Battlefield, Medal of Honor, Burnout Paradise. I'm not a huge fan of that. Time Shift, Deus Ex Revolution, Halo Wars, Left 4 Dead 2, and more Call of Duty and Command & Conquer. So I don't go on the Xbox too much anymore, but I used to. I used to be really addicted to my Xbox, but since I've started doing YouTube and becoming a PC player, I don't do that anymore as much. But you can also see I've got some of my, I guess, my favourite DVDs that I watch in the top right there. The next picture shows just like where I keep all my DVDs, and I've got a little lamp there if I feel like sitting in the dark with just a little lamp on or something, I don't know. And I've got like Carry On films and loads of different comedy films. So that's pretty much me. So yeah, I don't have a huge collection of CDs or games or anything, because we can't afford too much of that stuff, so that's pretty much everything I own DVD wise, and this is I suppose the closest I'm gonna get to giving you a setup until I can afford a camcorder or something like that. But you've got my Alienware desktop PC there, little open area next to it for me to just store stuff there, and you've got my bag and a little fan that I bring out when it gets hot in the summer. But my computer specs are 1TB hard drive, a quad-core i5 processor, 8GB of RAM, and a GTX 555 graphics card for those technical people. These are on my fridge. These are some magnets on my fridge, and I think I've got them the wrong way around. But my favourite cars are the ones on the left there. My next favourite are in the uncool section, and this is just from the Top Gear collection. I don't watch them that much, so yeah. But loads of the cars in that, of those magnets, my dog has decided to lick off and start chewing, so I'm missing about half the stack it came with. As you can see here, I've just got some random crap there that I almost never use, and a picture of me and my dad again. So that sort of brings me on to the next part of the closest you're ever going to see what I look like for a very, very long time. This is me when I was 9 years old. Now I'm 17, so you can imagine I look a lot different, so I'm not that fussed about showing you these. This is me when I went skydiving. So, I went skydiving at the ages of 9, 10 and 11 with my dad, because my dad was a skydiving instructor. He packs parachutes, so he's a rigger, and he makes parachutes, he makes things like that. He's been in the movie business. He's done stuff like James Bond, which is where my Xbox Live gamer tag and my Minecraft account get the 007 from, because my dad was a part of it. He supplied them with some of the things that were used in their movies. I believe he went parachuting at one point, and if you look for the one where it's snowing, I can't remember, I think it might be Die Another Day, but there's things flying in the air while they're skiing down a hill. It's James Bond and a woman, and basically what happened there was my dad was flying one of the parachutes in the sky. The powered parachutes is what they're called. They're like machines with parachutes on. And he drove the one where you get a close-up of him throwing the grenade down, and he drove the one that got like a slice, the one James Bond skis into and cuts a hole in the parachute, and he drove that because that was quite dangerous. But that's basically it. He has a website. He has 2 websites. He's working on them at the moment. Perhaps I'll give you a link if you want it. And he talks about his TV stuff and film career that he's been into. But as you can see right now, it's me, my dad, and my mum there. And then we've got a couple of other people that we parachuted with that day. I don't remember any of the names of the people there, but I remember the 2 in the bottom left. I was semi-close to. I knew them. The girl in the bottom right, well, the woman in the bottom right, I was kind of close to her, and the other guys I think were just other randomers that were jumping with us. And so yeah, that's a glimpse at what I looked like years and years ago. But you won't be able to figure out what I look like from that now. I look a lot different. So yeah, you've got me, my dad. My dad is a lot older than that. My mum's blonde now, not brown. I think she dyed her hair there, I'm not too sure. But I have been skydiving, parachuting with my dad all 3 times. And what's funny about that is he was so intent on taking me skydiving. He really wanted me to do it, and I wanted to do it. And I think I must have gone in the plane to go up to skydive down like 20 times, and out of those 20 times I jumped 3 times. It's just how scary it is when you get up there and you look down, because that is like my first, like, not when I first feared heights, but it's like my start at trying to get over my height fears. So I have a fear of heights, and my fear of heights is different to normal people because I'm not normal. But basically, if I know I'm safe, if I've got someone, let's say I'm on a ladder and I'm going into my loft, I am scared of doing that unless someone is holding the ladder still, because I know there's a chance I could just fall straight back when I'm going up or coming down, and that is basically where my fear is. I have a fear of falling, so not necessarily heights as such, but I have a fear of falling. So that's why when it came to skydiving, that is my biggest fear that I tried to conquer, and it was really hard to do. I ended up jumping because we were sitting there and I was like, Dad, I don't think I want to do this, and he was like, 1, and I'm still like, Dad, I'm not sure I should do this. 2, no, Dad, I don't want to do this, can we go back down now? 3, and we just jumped out, and at that moment my hands are crossed and I'm holding the straps that you have to hold, and I'm like, oh shit! I didn't actually swear because I wasn't allowed. I mean, I was freaking 9 when it happened, but I was like, oh my god! And we're skydiving down, and this is, I think, 12 or 14,000 feet in the air. It was quite high, but not as high as you can jump from, but we didn't go too high because obviously I'm young and all that sort of stuff. But we were just there, and as I was going down, we were spinning around. My dad moved his arm and we did a full 360 turn in the sky, and I was like, holy crap! And then it was like the second we jumped out, that is the brief moment my heart stopped. I was shitting myself. It was probably after 1 second of jumping out of there, so literally 1 second of my heart being stopped, and just I was shocked that it happened. At this time, I've probably fallen 1,000 feet. You fall really fast. Probably not 1,000 feet in 1 second, but I fell quite a lot. For the first second, my heart stopped. When I was down like 1,000 feet or 2,000 feet, I stopped being scared and I was starting to enjoy it. And I put my hands out and I did Superman and I was moving and all that sort of stuff. Just one tip if you ever do this, don't open your mouth, because if you open your mouth and you start doing a 360 spin motion and you're spinning around in the air, you get a lot of air in your mouth, and my mouth just like expanded enormously. It was so funny in the picture because we got a picture of it. I think there's a video of it as well. Not my first skydive in particular, but there was another skydiver who jumped with us who was recording it, and there's another one where my dad has something called a handy cam and it's on his hand, so he's trying to record me whilst we're jumping, and when the parachute actually gets pulled, it's a lot easier to do that because you can just take it off and record us both like that. So how was your skydiving, son, and all that sort of stuff. And it is an amazing experience, and after my first time I wanted to do it again and again and again, and I still want to do it. I would give anything to go and skydive like 10 more times in one day. It is such an awesome feeling and I love doing it. Relating to the skydiving topic, there's wind tunnel. I can't give you pics of that because it was a bit too recent and it looks too much like me, so I don't really want to show you that. Help keep the mystery, but that's what I looked like when I was 9, so I'm completely different to that. You can't associate that to now. Way different. For instance, my hair is now longer than my going down to my freaking shoulders, so yeah. But I have been in a wind tunnel and I got a certificate saying that I can now go into a wind tunnel by myself, which it's basically like skydiving. They shoot air up you really, really fast, so it feels like you've jumped and you're skydiving right there and falling down really fast, which is pretty cool, and it keeps you hovering in the air. So the tiniest, literally the absolute tiniest movement you make could tell you if you're gonna turn left or right, if you're gonna bear off and hit the wall, or if you're just gonna face plant straight into the front of the wall that you're looking at. Because it was a small circle, like the same size as my room, if you can gather the size of my room from the images earlier. But it's like a circle, and you're in the center of it. You've got another guy standing there. He's not flying up because he's standing straight up. It takes too much there's not enough pressure to make you do that when you're standing. But because you've got your body laying out flat, then it manages to be able to push you up. So he's there trying to guide me, make sure I'm not going to go crashing into the wall or anything, which I didn't. But eventually I managed to get the hang of it, and I could turn around and move left and right. I could make myself go up and down a little bit by slight movement of my hands. It was amazing, and it was such a unique feeling, and I loved it. It was really different. And I definitely recommend to that who can do it. But that was in Holland, in Amsterdam to be more specific, so that was quite interesting. I went on a holiday to Amsterdam and went in a wind tunnel. And by the way, I went skydiving in Spain. I lived in Spain for about 3.5 years, and my dad was at a skydiving centre, and he owned his own drop zone and all that sort of stuff, and he was the head honcho, the big boss. So he did all that stuff. That's why I could go skydiving, because he was the boss. And I think that's really it, to be quite honest. I hope you enjoyed this vlog, because I certainly did. Sorry if it moved a little bit too fast for you guys at the beginning, but that's because I have to set up the images in Camtasia, because I use Camtasia because it's better, I think, in my opinion. It makes the file smaller and quality is good, so I use Camtasia. But I got the pictures, and I had to sort of guess how long I'd be talking for that particular subject. That's why I went from talking about my dog straight to my bedroom so fast. So I'm sorry if that was a bit quick for you guys. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Please leave feedback. If I missed anything out that you'd be interested in knowing to do with skydiving, wind tunnel, my room, and my dog, go ahead and ask in the comment section, and if there's enough to talk about, I will talk about it in my next vlog. If there isn't, then I will just respond to you in the comments. So yeah, thank you for watching, and I shall see you in vlog number 4. Peace out.